Guys, I'm Carly Moura, and I will share my screen in just a minute. I threw our presentation in the chat, so you guys can access it there. So I am a teacher on special assignment. I teach at Sun Terrace Elementary School in Concord, California, and we are a STEM magnet school. I also work for Ditch That Textbook. I help out with, and a lot of people I don't think know that, which I'm okay with, because it's fun to be behind the scenes. And I do social media management and manage our blog there. And that's actually how I met Laura.
Yes, hi everyone. I am the wearer of many hats in a small Missouri district. We are about 600 kids, K-12, and in that district I teach full-time. I also district webmaster, district communications director, district tech coach, and building leadership team facilitator, and the esports general manager. And I've probably forgotten some things that I do, but there's some of my things. And I write a little bit. I wrote for Matt Miller, and that's how Carly and I got hooked up as good friends, because we had known each other before, but now I'm excited to get to co-present with her.
All right, so I guess maybe we could just do a quick show of hands and I'll scroll through. How many of you guys have used Wakelet before? Okay. All right, looks like almost everybody has used Wakelet before. Okay, so some of this might be new, some of this might be, you already know. And if anybody wants to jump in at any point with something that you've done with Wakelet, something you want to share, feel free to. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And we will begin our presentation. All right, so we have a short URL here as well. And I used bit.ly, but Laura used bit.do, which I've never heard of, but it sounds like way fancier. And so this is Wake Up to Working with Wakelet. And Laura, can I play your movie trailer?
Okay, sure.
Okay, it's really cute. How long is it? Let's see.
It's less than a minute or about a minute.
Okay, let's play it. So Laura made this really cute movie trailer.
Usually more than a minute.
And tell me if my audio works. I don't want to be like. Can you guys can you hear it?
I can't hear it.
Okay, hold on. I don't think I'm playing it right. Hold on. Here we go. Oh no, Makeup 101. Oh goodness. Okay, maybe I'm not going to do this. I failed. Fail. Okay, I'm failing. Failing.
There's a button when you go to share screen that you have to also click that says share audio before you actually share it.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna, that's exactly what happened last night in our back to school night. So I am gonna forego the movie trailer. And if you guys want to check that out at any point, go ahead. Because I'm afraid that I'm gonna like all of a sudden share something like in a, I don't know what's gonna pop up right now. So, okay, so we are going to, this is Wake Up to Working with Wakelet. And I'm gonna go to full screen. And we are going to, if you haven't signed up for Wakelet, we're going to give you maybe like a minute or two. Go ahead and head on over to wakelet.com and sign up, or sign into your Wakelet account if you already have one, because we are going to have you guys do some interactive stuff. So go ahead and sign up for Wakelet for free. Go to wakelet.com and you can sign up with your email address and password, or you can use your Microsoft Office account or Gmail or Facebook to sign up. So we're going to give you 1 minute or so to head on over and either quickly create an account or open up your account. About Wakelet back in December of 2018, and maybe November, December, I started talking with the guys over there and became an ambassador maybe in like January of 2019. And when I first heard about them, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's like almost like Pinterest and Padlet kind of mixed together. And I loved Padlet. And then when that became a paid application, Wakelet kind of came into the rescue. Like everything I loved about Padlet, I could suddenly do on Wakelet. And I was like, and then there's been so many updates to Wakelet since, where you can create, you can use a mood board, and you can create your collections in different ways. So it's kind of been like this answer to this problem that I had before, because I really, really loved Padlet. And so Wakelet kind of swooped on in and was able to give us the answer to our prayers.
Carly, have you heard me describe it?
I don't know. Go ahead. What do you say about Wakelet?
The Wakelet said I had the best description ever. So the way I think of Wakelet, for any of you who need a good visual, think of Pinterest and Google Drive getting married, and then they have a kid and they name it Wakelet, but then it gets bitten by a radioactive insect and it develops super web powers.
That's your Marvel love coming out.
That's my Marvel love peeking through, yes.
All right, so we've already introduced ourselves, but this is a little bit about me and where you can find me on Twitter and on Wakelet. And I have a PD website, bit.ly/Carly Moura, and there's a Wakelet page there with a lot of resources. And then I also have a blog, and I mentioned in my little notes that I poorly attempt to maintain that blog. So I blog maybe like once every 6 months. So it's not well maintained, but I do have a blog. Go ahead, Laura. Tell them where they can find you as we're going forward.
Okay, I think I listed Twitter, Wakelet, there we go. Instagram, you might see a theme. I'm pretty easy to find, at Steinbrink Laura for most places. Facebook, if you want to follow me there. Facebook and Instagram are not, I mean, sometimes I put out professional things there, but also personal things there. So, but the other, and then there's my blog, which is, I do maintain maybe a little bit better than Carly does her, but it also depends on.
Never give up.
But I do try to get out a weekly post, but I don't always achieve that goal.
Okay. All right, so what is Wakelet? Wakelet is a free content curation platform. So you can put pretty much anything into Wakelet. You can add text, you can add YouTube videos, you can add from your Google Drive, you can record a Flipgrid directly into Wakelet. It integrates with Microsoft Teams. And you can keep it private, you can keep it public, or you can keep it unlisted. A lot of times when I'm sharing something with maybe like in a PD or with colleagues, I'll keep the collection unlisted. So I just will curate something and then share it. And they've partnered with lots of sites, just like Flipgrid has, to bring like all of these things to you. And you can, my favorite thing about Wakelet is that you can, that's what I love about all of these platforms, is that you can collaborate. So you can create a collection with a colleague and you can both add to it. Or maybe I've created a collection with people in a PD, which we're going to do in a little bit, where you can just share this invitation code and everybody can get on and be able to collaborate on this collection. And users are only limited by their imagination. I love that, Laura. Do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, and if you think of it only as a curation tool, you'll miss the mark, because there's so many things. My students blog with it, and the integration with Google Classroom makes that so easy to turn in. In fact, I'll quote the first sophomore last year who turned something in, said, like 2 clicks, and that's all it took. That's so easy, Ms. Steinbrink. Yes, it is. It's super easy. And unlike, and I love Adobe Spark too, but even though that is also integrated, they have that link. But Wakelet, once those kids turn it in, it stays updated. So it is so nice and easy. You can do newsletters. If you do not want to pay for more, you can do a plain and simple newsletter, really easy. And I like to do my sub plans on there.
Mm-hmm.
One link for my sub to have all the stuff.
So I was introduced to Wakelet by the amazing Randall Sampson. He was the first person who taught me about Wakelet, and he's kind of like the king of Wakelet. He's just an incredible human, but he's just fantastic. Like I think they have like a cardboard cutout of Randall at the Wakelet headquarters. He's amazing. And he always talks about the 5 C's. And Wakelet, that curation is what Wakelet kind of brings to the 4 C's making it a 5th with curation. So it really does kind of give you the ability to think critically about things when you're, it's a skill, right? Being able to curate important resources, and Wakelet allows us and our students to do that. And then of course you're creating something, you can create, like Laura said, with those newsletters or blogs, or just even if you're pulling together resources to share, you're creating something. And then with that collaboration tool, and then you can even communicate with it. So you can curate information from almost anywhere. We always curate well, not always, but almost every time when I'm on it, our Ditch Book Twitter chats. We curate all of the responses into a Wakelet collection and then share it out so people can jump back in or see it afterwards. You can even, like, this is what, Laura, go ahead and jump in and share this slide. This is what students can use Wakelet for.
Yes, and let's see, what do I have? So you can simulate, and you can do it with adults too, and I've done it with teachers and students. You can kind of simulate a Twitter chat where if you click on that, Carly, I'll show them the Twitter EDU. So you can set it up where you can pose the questions in there, and you can drop them in or have them loaded. Okay, so scroll down, and I like mountains. So you can do like a Q1, Q2, Q3, and I preloaded these so you could see how it would look. And then you just remind the kids to put A1, A2, A3, A4. They can drop them in.
So I picked the...
All right, so you can preload those, or you can drop them in as your class is going. Just kind of a little fun, different way to have a discussion. And so there's that. You can also, if you click on daily forms, I don't know about you all, but I have a lot of forms that I have to do throughout the day. And so that one location is where I can house them all. Did it load?
Yeah, I'm opening them all up, which I should have done before, but I didn't. So
that's okay. And if I lose you guys, Carly's going to take over. This is like the one spot on my road that I might lose a signal. Okay, so every day I might need things from my principal's digital binder. I have to do a lunch count on Google Sheets, so that's there. And keep scrolling. That's my phone system and my learning targets and my daily check-ins. Any of the forms that I need daily, I can have at my fingertips and just click and go from here. I do also have a lot of tabs open, but this kind of helps me control that somewhat. And here's a sample of a blog that one of my students did. I kind of recreated it so it didn't have her name on it. But they could put their different prompts, and I usually have them title, and then they put the date, because they can do a subtitle, heading 1, heading 2, and then they do the paragraph for the rest. And then keep adding, and it's super that to blog that way.
Laura, we might be losing you. I'm gonna jump in real quick, and if you guys see this in the corner, this is Immersive Reader that is embedded in Wakelet, and Immersive Reader is a Microsoft tool, and it's actually really cool. And I don't know if it's going to let me click on, but Immersive Reader makes it so that it's accessible to all our students. So it will, how many of you guys have heard of Immersive Reader or used it before, just with a show of hands? If you haven't, awesome. Okay, most of you guys have heard about it. I hadn't heard about it before, maybe like about a year and a half ago, until it really became part of like Flipgrid kind of brought it to my attention, but it's a phenomenal tool, especially for all of our students, but for our English language learners and for our students with disabilities, or our SPED students, because it will read it to you, and then you can also change the options, the reading preferences on the text. You can translate it, and that's all integrated into Wakelet. So when they write, when you're typing into the text like this student did, that immersive reader option is built in, and I think that's a really amazing feature of Wakelet that kind of gives makes everything accessible to our students. So you could be using this to share with our kids. Go ahead, Laura.
Totally does. I don't know if I included an example. Can you hear me? Am I with you again?
We can hear you.
Am I back?
You're back.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, go back to our presentation, or yeah, whatever else you over there.
I have your
Add.
second quarter portfolio.
Mountain. Okay, so if you do a, let's say you're going to do student-led parent-teacher conferences, I love having students create their own, and I teach high school, so it's easy to do. Elementary, you would have a little different parameters to work with as far as your permissions for FERPA and COPA compliant. But my students can create their own portfolios, and I usually have them use, like, create a Wakelet account under a personal email, so they can keep that portfolio when they graduate. It's not locked in on their school account. And that makes it super easy when they store everything on here to go with they can show their parents and lead the conference when it is parent-teacher conference time.
So what I do with my younger students is I will create the collection myself, and then I will share it with them, and then with the invite code so that they can add to it, but I'm the creator of it, and I'm the one who is monitoring everything. So I could create one for a group of students, or you could even create one for each student and share it like personally in their Google Classroom or something like that, so that they could create their digital portfolio and wouldn't be creating their own account, and you would be monitoring that, but they would be using Wakelet, but you would be the one who creates it. So that's how we do it in elementary school. Okay, so those are just a few ideas. Does anybody else, I mean, I don't want to like put anybody on the spot, but feel free to jump in if you have any other ways that you use this with students. I will use these in HyperDocs a lot as the explore option within a HyperDoc. So as I'm building out any of the tools that I want them to check out prior to the unit, I'll put them in a collection and share the collection with them, and then they can kind of dive in and check it out. This is also a great way for them to share what they've created. So at the end, when they've shared something, their creation, I can either add it in, or I can share it with them, that invite code, and they can all put it in, and then everyone can see what their other students have created. So it's kind of a safe way for them to share with their colleagues in class. So those are just a few ideas. Go ahead.
How many of you have used Goosechase?
I've not.
Anybody use Goosechase?
Mm-mm.
Maybe not. If you have littles, you might not. But this is another way you can use it, like a scavenger hunt. So the teams have to run around and get pictures or whatever. They could drop it right into Wakelet, and you don't have to pay for a Goosechase, because Goosechase is not free. Sometimes you can ask them for a free one, but typically it's not free.
Oh, that's a cool idea. So then they go around and find things in a scavenger hunt, and then that's like their documentation of getting it. That's very cool. Okay.
Right.
So
and it might be that you make a free. So yeah.
So I'm going to jump in to Wakelet. I'm going to go over and show you what Wakelet looks like. So this is what my collections look like. You can see that I've got my my little avatar here. There's my Wakelet name. These are the collections I've created. And to create a new collection, it's just as easy as clicking on the green plus and starting a collection. So if I click on the green plus, and then you're going to enter a title, and then you're going to add to your collection. And like we said before, you can add pretty much anything to it. You can add a URL, and that will pop right in there. Text, and that's how Laura was creating that blog. a YouTube video, a Twitter, you can add tweets. These are great for conferences, curating all of the tweets that, where people are sharing resources or just sharing the fun of a conference. Curating that into a Wakelet collection is really easy, especially if you have that Wakelet extension. You can curate tweets right through Twitter. You can have bookmarks, adding an image, upload a PDF through Google Drive, OneDrive, or you can actually, students can create a Flipgrid Shorts video, or anyone can create a Flipgrid Shorts video right into Wakelet. So that's already embedded in there. So if you wanted students to create a video about something that they did, in addition to sharing, let's say you had a unit and you wanted them to share some sort of artifact and then also create a video and then maybe do something else and maybe upload from their Google Drive, you can do that all into a Wakelet collection. So like Laura said, it's kind of the possibilities are kind of endless when it comes to the using Wakelet for as a tool to create and share, communicate. Okay, let's jump on in. Any questions as we get going? I know we're I don't want to take up too much time.
So my understanding is it's kind of an organization tool, so to speak, that allows for you to have like different types of technology like together organized in one spot for like a different purpose, kind of like that.
So you can, yeah, you can certainly pull together videos, and so you can pull together different types of mediums of technology. So like you can pull in videos and text and all in one spot. So you're curating them almost like Pinterest, like you're all under one topic. And then they just created something called Wakelet Spaces, which kind of allows you to put in Wakelets within Wakelets. So like a Pinterest page and then a Pinterest board is kind of how I see it. And Laura, go ahead and jump on in if you want to explain it a little bit more. You're muted. Oh, did she freeze? I love presentations on Zoom, can I tell you? Laura, I think you're muted.
She's muted.
Oh, I am muted. Okay, well, I did take the camera off because we just hit a deer, so I had to get okay. I don't bookmark anything either. Katie's put in the chat, don't bother bookmarking anything or everything on Twitter. You just organize in Wakelet. Wakelet has a nice little Twitter integration. You can like yes. Okay, I'm just checking up on the chat. Okay, so the other thing I was going to say, newsletters. We said newsletters. There was something else. Oh, I've done tests. I've had students take tests like in Spanish on Wakelet where they have to do a Flipgrid video response to something. And then they also have to type to add to the test, like type sentences out. There was something else, but you go ahead and keep talking and then I'll remember it. It was something for littles, I was thinking.
And there was a question about when you tried to add something from Google and it said to log in. That could be because of the share settings on the Google Doc. If you make it anyone with link can view or make it public on the web, that shouldn't happen. Then anyone should be able to see it. But feel free to shoot it over to me and we can chat afterwards and troubleshoot. I know Google Drive itself was having a little bit of troubles yesterday, so that could be an issue. But usually if you, yeah, so it could be, yeah. I know our district's the same thing. When you try to share, it's automatically into your domain. So that could be an issue. But sometimes you can go around it by having it, by changing it to anyone with link can view. So, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We are going to open up a collection, and it is a collection that you're all invited to, and you are going to type in some things and see what it's like to just add to a collection. So you're gonna click to join the collection and we're going to play. So if you haven't opened up the presentation, it is in the chat. And I'm trying to think of what we added it a second time, right? It's added into, I'm gonna put it in again, just so everybody gets it. And go ahead and open it up, and we're gonna open up, if you have your phone handy and wanna access this cool QR code that I had Laura put in. She's like, why? I was like, oh, I don't know. It just takes some space. I like QR codes. But go ahead and click on it. And here's the invite code. But go ahead and click on that and open up this collection. And it's going to look like this. My computer's nice and slow too, probably because I have like 1,000 tabs open. That's why OneTab has saved me. If you haven't heard of OneTab, you need OneTab. It's a Chrome extension that keeps all of your tabs in OneTab. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. This is a Wakelet collection that it is, everyone, when you click on that link, you are going to be invited to edit this collection. So what you're going to do is down here we have introductions. So please drop a line or two of text below to let us know who you are, what you do, and what district you're surfing from today. How you're going to do this is you're going to click on the edit collection up in the corner. Everything's green in Wakelet, which I kind of like. And then you're going to add by clicking that green plus. So down here, you're going to, yay, you guys are already doing it. You guys are awesome. Okay, so go ahead and just start adding, and then we'll go on to the next test. So you guys can see how easy it is to add something to Wakelet. It really is like kind of the easy. It's very, very simple to add and create collections. Like Katie said, you don't need to bookmark anything like ever. And if you get that Chrome extension and you have it on Twitter, you could just click the W and send anything right to Wakelet. So, and it will say what collection would you like, and you put it right in there. Sometimes I'll have an I don't know collection or random because I don't know where I'm going to save it to, but eventually I might want to get to it and see what it was that I saved. Okay. I don't think I did my introductions. So you can see right here, Laura's added this really cool, Laura, you must have made this in Adobe Spark. Did you?
I did.
I know, it's amazing. So ways to use Wakelet. This is pretty cool. Newsletters, digital portfolios, school publications, PD sessions that never end. Oh, I hope this isn't where you're like, oh, is this going to be over soon? Hyperdocs, subplans, project-based learning. It's really kind of collaborating on projects. It's really kind of endless. You could even do, if you had a Wakelet collection and then you shared it with pen pals, you could even have students across schools or districts. You could have them write back and forth to each other on a Wakelet collection. They could just type right in there and share with each other. It's really it's all kind of not limited by your imagination. Okay, I'll wait for us to kind of get on in here with our
I've had students, I've connected my sophomores with seniors and I'm in Missouri, so I've connected with seniors in Oregon, in Medford, Oregon High School, seniors with Jamie Leach from Twitter. And my seniors, or her seniors, would be writing tutors for my sophomores. So we could link in or connect with Google Drive the documents they were working on, and then her seniors would type in feedback on the Wakelet.
Oh, that's cool. That's a great way to get them connected to kids, especially the older ones and the younger ones. I love that idea. If anybody wants to do that with some of my students, I would totally be. Okay, so task number 2, I think some of you guys are already doing that. We have task number 2, which is, wait, what was our video one? Task number 1 was add your video. Where did that go? I don't know where that went, Laura. Add a video. Task number 2 is insert something from your Google Drive. You can delete it immediately after if you want to just see, or you don't have to do that at all because we're going to go back because it's already 7:55 and I want to get you guys out of here. And task number 3 is we'll delete that one, but using our PD hashtag, grab a tweet or two and put them in here. That's okay. And put them in here. So anything that you guys have from SVCUE or SVCUE PD in your PJs, Kyle, did I get that right?
I believe so. Yeah, I don't know if we ever formally have a thing, but yeah. Your
hashtag, okay. And you could throw in your tweets from here or anything that you wanted to share from here. And then finally, task 4 is drop in a picture of either your screen or a selfie with your Wakelet contributions or of your screen as you work on this. So go ahead and you guys can add to that. You don't have to do it now, but go ahead and keep adding. So you guys can kind of see like it's really, really, really easy to add to a collection. It's easy to create a collection, sharing a collection. Let me show you right up here. I don't know why. Oh, you know why? Because I'm not the editor of this one. So I'm gonna click done because I've already added to it. And up here, you'll see the share button. So you can share a collection on Google Classroom through Teams, Twitter. This is if you want to notify people, like if I want to send it out to you, like if I had created a bunch with tweets, or if you logged in with your email, I could notify you to say that you've collaborated on this collection. There's codes. There's also a short link through Facebook, tons of ways to share it. So I'm going to jump back into our presentation so that we can get you guys finish on up. So these are the key features of Wakelet. We have collaboration, and these are all tutorials that you can come back to whenever you'd like. This is how to copy a collection. This is how to embed a collection. I do this a lot. If you notice on the Ditch That Textbook sites and in blogs, we have a lot of embedded Wakelet collections just to quickly get you guys some resources. And then Immersive Reader. So if you'd like to watch a tutorial on that, they're all right there for you whenever you'd like. And then finally, some resources. These are all clickable links, subplans, Wakelet to the rescue, a Wakelet blog, which is full of great ideas, the Wakelet ebook. So some educators, I don't know who they were, got together and created a Wakelet ebook, and it's been translated into a lot of languages. So there's on the Wakelet site, I will drop that link in there, but you can see it's been translated into tons of different languages, but this is an ebook that walks you through Wakelet and how to get on. So if you want to present on Wakelet to your colleagues, or if you want to share this, the Wakelet ebook's a great way to do this. James and Callum are fantastic people to follow on Twitter to get more ideas or just connect with. You can message them, they will message you back, they're fantastic. And then this is my email and Laura's email and our Wakelet usernames. And if you want to contact us with any questions at any time, all of our PDs come with lifelong, John Crepo always says this, that his PDs come with lifelong tech support. And I always say that as well. Even in like a year, if you're like, I remember that Wakelet PD I went to, what was that? Email me or contact me through Twitter, and I'll be happy to troubleshoot or find out if I don't know. So, Laura, you want to add anything to that?
I'm looking through the chat, and yes, if you're on your phone, Rita, I do believe it will direct you to the app. The app is phenomenal. It's a very powerful app, so don't be afraid of the app. The plus is our location. Okay, so sometimes when you get to a lot of people adding in there, you can add it in the wrong place. That is true, but it is also easy to move them up and down. So there's arrows on the side that you can, like if you do get something out of order, you can easily move it up and down.
Mm-hmm. You can also move it straight to the top or straight to the bottom, which I do often because I often put the things that I want in the wrong place. So, and then Katie, you have the book is on your Wakelet about Wakelet. I would love that collection to add that. If you can share that in the chat.
I remember now. Took a couple miles. Okay, so are there several of you that are elementary teachers? We have several elementary teachers, right? Okay, so if you like to show videos, but you don't like the noise that YouTube has all around it, you know, with maybe inappropriate ads or comments, if you embed those in, because you know YouTube is integrated, if you use the YouTube and create a Wakelet for those, then it presents on just a white screen, like it cleans it up, so you can present right there within Wakelet.
Oh, that's a
so
cool
there's
feature.
a thought. Yeah.
Okay, here's a few more resources from Cult of Pedagogy. And then a few Ditch That Textbook resources or blog posts that we have. And we will have a blog post coming up from the Randall Sampson about Wakelet spaces on the Ditch That Textbook blog coming up hopefully pretty soon. So those are a few resources. Like I said before on, if you go to, let's see. I don't think I have it up anymore, but if you go to my PD resources site, and I will stop sharing and then I'll find it and then share. If you go to my PD resources site, I will show you that I have some Wakelet resources there as well. So let's answer any more questions and then we will get to finishing up, and then we will be giving away some t-shirts too. And I think we're gonna announce t-shirt winners after the PD. So go ahead, Laura, you wanna add anything?
Well, I was curious if anyone found the bee from the opening slide.
Oh yeah, people found the bee.
Okay, somebody had a question. Okay, I have a question from Rita. If we use the YouTube video for kids, will it also stop the next video from playing? Yeah, it only plays the video you've embedded. And the nice thing is I do a PD where I have shown multiple videos, and it will allow me the choice of playing continuously, like it'll roll right to the next one, or not. Like I have that option when I'm playing them. So super cool. Yes.
Ooh, I see a share from Kristen. She said she's collecting resources from each unit, games, links, etc. in her section. What would you do? Section of Google Classroom. Oh, what would you do when you're done? Thank you for writing that out, Kristen. And that's another great idea. So let me just share with you the resources that we have on this site, and I will, and then we'll be all done. And you guys have been fantastic, wonderful. So if you go to that site and you click on Wakelet, all of these down here will take you to the Beginner's Guide to Wakelet, which is a video from Wakelet. Microsoft has a lot of really cool courses on their site, and one of them is a course on Surf the 5 Cs with Wakelet. This is the Educator's Guide to Wakelet ebook. Hopefully useful Wakelet collections. You can let me know if they are or not. These are Wakelet tips and tricks. This is a free virtual field trips for e-learning or distance learning collection. And then this is a digital escape room choice board. These are the most popular Wakelet collections that I have. And then this is an introducing Wakelet PD hyperdoc. So if you're introducing Wakelet to your PD or to your colleagues, you can make a copy of this and use it, update it, change it however you'd like. And then finally, this is a little bit about Wakelet Spaces, and then they do have a remote learning guide from Wakelet. So there's some resources for you. Check those out. And that is all we have for you.